welcome to another video. So I'm here today with my mid-year planner check-in. This is one of my favorite videos to film because it's when I take a look at my planner lineup that gets posted towards the end of the previous calendar year, and I go through which planners I'm still using, if any of the usages have changed, and if I've added anything to that lineup since then, and just kind of update you all on my planner system and what it's looking like for this latter half of the year. So first up, the first planner that I talked about in my last lineup video, my 2021 planner lineup, is my social media planner. Now this thing has been through a lot of ebb and flow since I originally posted that video. I do still use it on and off, but my usage for it has changed a ton. So let's go in here. It's still a Skinny Classic Happy Planner. And basically, I'll explain this in a second. I used to outline videos here, and then every day I outlined my videos and my Instagram photos. So what photo I wanted to take, if I had taken the photo, edited it, posted it, what background it was going to have, and I kept track of stats here at the bottom. This was too much. This was too much for me. It lasted like 2 months, I think, that I did this. And then I completely stopped towards the end of February. And so there were several months where I didn't use my weekly pages at all. Coming into March, I started to use them just as notes pages. So here I'm just jotting down things for a wrap-up video, and that's it. I'm not paying any attention to the dates. I'm just writing everything out and using them as notes pages, and this is the usage that is really sticking for me. So here's what I've decided to do with this one. I have decided to use it more like a monthly planner. So I have my tabs to organize my content by month. I'm still using this to outline and kind of sketch out video ideas. Some of these are out of date, but overall it's more or less still up to date. I white out a ton as I move videos around and as things change. And then so that I can use this over and over and over again, I put scrapbook paper on these sides. So in the Skinny Happy Notes or Skinny Classic Planner, what happens is there's a monthly calendar here and then a notes section here. And since I wanted to be able to just use this as monthly and overall content notebook, I covered all of those sides with scrapbook paper. So there are no longer any calendars. These are just very general dividers. They have the really cute divider art on one side and then nothing on the other side, and just labels for the months. And the way I'm going to use this now is I'm going to keep these pages. So if you, for example, here in October, this is the only page between October and November. This is my initial planning page, and then as this month comes up, if I have notes or anything I want to jot down for a video, I will add any pages I need here and move on from there. So I've taken out all the extra weekly pages, and I've actually just kind of tucked several extras here at the back. I'll white them out as I use them and put them over here, because this is not something that I posted. This isn't something that has to be pretty at all. I just wanted to be able to organize my content by month and use it as needed. Then at the end of the year, I can take off the stuff that says 2021, like maybe cover this at the bottom. I'll probably flip this cover around or purchase a different cover, a more generic one from like an Etsy shop or something, and start all over. Or maybe even a Happy Notes. If they have a Skinny Classic Happy Notes, I might do that as well, so I can use the note paper. And then just keep using it. And so at the end of the year, my notes for this year, I may or may not get rid of. I'm not sure yet, because if it's not too bulky, it might be cool to see what I did in like March of 2021 versus what I'm doing in March of 2022. So I'll kind of leave space for that. I'm not sure yet what I will get rid of at the end of the year and what I won't. But this is what I'm using this for now, and it's much easier for me. So this is just where I am. We're in July. These are my notes for this video, and I'll be referencing this for the rest of this video. All right, so the next thing that I talked about in my original lineup video was this notebook that I was going to use for journaling and goal setting. And I did this whole setup of all of the first few pages, pulling my favorite parts from the power sheets from last year, and I don't use this at all. I've used it maybe once or twice. I might still try to use it, but like not not seriously, not really. So this is just sitting on my shelf. Maybe I'll use it sometime, maybe I won't, but like right now it's basically not being used. It's just hanging out. All right, the next planner is my classic vertical catch-all, and this one I am still using. It's still going strong. I fully anticipate finishing the year out in this planner. I really love it. So I have been posting quarterly flip throughs, and it's so good. So I am 6 months through it already. The only change I made to this planner is that in my original 2021 lineup video at the very back, I had a budgeting section, and I just took that out. I found that I wasn't using it very much, and tracking my minute purchases day to day is just not something I care to do. You know, my budget is very broad strokes, big picture. I get paid a certain amount every month. I deduct from that all the bills that need to come out that month, how much I want to save that month, and then the remaining money that's there, I use as needed. I use it for groceries as I need groceries. Some months that's more, some months that's less. Anything extra I use to buy this or that, and just have this smaller pool of money that's not necessarily assigned to anything. Are there better systems out there? Maybe. Are there things I could be planning for a bit more deliberately? Also maybe, but right now that's not where I am budgeting wise. So that whole section was just not useful to me. I just kept my notes section at the back with a few extra like notes pages from a Happy Notes. And that is my classic catch-all. So it is a vertical. Let's go to a month I haven't used. Okay. And this is the Stephanie's Favorites planner. Super neutral, very much enjoying it. This planner has been through a lot. So it started as a, do I even have it in here? No. So this planner started as a reading planner. I was going to use it as a reading planner. I'm no longer using it as a reading planner. For a while it was a memory keeper, so I used this section to like put together like highlights of the day, and then I was using these sections to journal, and that lasted, this is the only month I did this, so that monthly usage lasted 2 months, and then using the weeklies for journaling lasted about 5, and that's it, the end. So I have not really used it since May, and I don't anticipate using it since May. This was an 18-month planner, so I have 6 months in here that I haven't used, and I think what I'm going to do is just hang on to it. Like, these dividers are really pretty, and I'll probably end up wanting to use the dividers at some point. I might redate a week if I want to use a horizontal 1 week, or even a monthly. So this is just hanging out on my shelf these days. I might at some point steal the discs from it, or maybe even the cover, but for now this is one planner that was in my original 2021 lineup that is currently out of circulation. And then the last planners that I talked about in that video I actually don't have with me right now. So it was my teacher planner binder. I will link the original video if you want more about that, but basically it was a 3-ring binder. I had bought a teacher planner printable and put it in there. It worked very well for me, and I used it throughout the whole academic year, but at this point in time there's a transition in my work planners, because my work planners are on the academic year because I am a teacher, so my work follows the academic year, and there's no way for me to do a flip through of that finished planner. And I am going to have a whole video setting up my new work planners, so I'll leave my new planners for a different video, but just note that my previous planner I used all the way through, and I'm changing things up a bit in the upcoming year. Nevertheless, for work I always have a lesson planner where I map out content for the year and go day by day what I want to cover, what activities I need to prep for, and then I always have something to keep track of to-dos, a list pad, a separate planner, a bullet journal, something. And so those are the 2 planners I use for work, and I still use some version of both of those. Then, things that have changed or been added. I have a new reading journal. So my reading planning system has changed a lot over the years. I started with a reading journal way back in like summer of 2018, summer of 2019. let's think, summer 2018, I think. And then I got a peanut butter taco reading planner, used that for most of a year. Then I went to my happy planner that I showed you just a minute ago, used that for like half a year. And then I started trying to use this novel companion, didn't use this for very long. I didn't like how the cover is exactly the same length, or exactly the same size as the pages, and so it didn't ever feel fully protected. I don't know. I go back and forth about this notebook. Long story short, I'm not currently using it. And most recently, for the past March, April, May, June, for the past 4 months or so, I have been in a reading journal that is more or less a bullet journal kind of setup. So I do have a full flip through of my very first reading journal up on my channel. I guess it's not up yet. The flip through of this will be up next week. I don't know. Time is an illusion. And then this is my newest one. I will have a whole setup video for July. I think that's up. I don't know. If it's not up, it will be someday. In general, I've been really enjoying using this version of reading planning quite a bit. I don't anticipate this changing anytime soon. And in general, my pages are always the same. So I've got a cover page, a TBR page, a monthly page, a reading log spread, a day's read spread, a best book of the month spread, weeklies, and then I leave space open at the end to journal for any books that I happen to read, as well as a chart that wraps up my books of the month and a pages read graph. That's been my system for 4 months now, going on 5, and I'm hoping that this notebook will take me through the last 6 months of the year, and we'll move on from there. Then the very last kind of planner that I use more regularly, I have a couple extra like journals and things like that I'm using, but when it comes to planners, the last thing I'm using is a bullet journal, and this is mostly a collections journal, collections and memory keeping. Basically, I didn't want to use the bullet journal system for planning because I have my classic catch-all that's working very well, but there were other elements of the bullet journal system that I liked. I liked the collections, I liked the freedom for memory keeping and photo collection and things like that. And so I've got this journal that I come in and out of. So I have a future log here to keep track of things far in advance, a thing for video planning, collections of movies I've watched this year, video games I've finished, TV shows I've watched, nonfiction that I want to read because it takes me longer to read nonfiction, so there is a, like, I'm just collecting books there. And then I separate each month with a cover page and use it as I need it. So sometimes I need dailies for extra places to put together to-do lists. Here I've got a swatch page of the nail polishes that I own. So there are 4 currently, and I don't really like this one. Sometimes I do spreads for things that I've watched. So this is Outlander Season 2. That was probably my favorite season. Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that was it. That's all of April. A really random collection of things I was working on and doing in April, and then separated by a quick monthly cover page for May. And we get into the same kinds of stuff. No themes, no full setups, just dailies as I need them, collections as I need them, memory keeping as I want to do it. Then we've got like another cover page for June, and in June I didn't really use it, right? So these dailies are particularly useful for me on the weekends when I'm working during the academic year, because I find that I have work to do. I always have something I need to be working on over the weekend, but I don't have as much structure to my day as I do during the work week. So I like to have an extra place to put more to-dos down, to maybe outline things by hour and really get a sense of what I need to be working on that day. But June is summer. So June, I've got my cover page. I put my summer bucket list in. I started to do a memory keeping weekly, and that quickly fell off. I don't really like doing that. I've tried it a lot. This week it was fun, and then I stopped caring. I did a thing for measurements here. Here I just pasted in the Wheel of Time characters ranking of all the characters my boyfriend and I could come up with. How did we rate them from like 1 to 30 something? and then a July cover page. And this is super simple. I don't even really like it, but I just needed something to split my planner up. And then I've got this set up for the next week, so I want to have a bit more space for to-do lists in the upcoming days since I'm getting ready to travel. And then that's it. So I anticipate this will last me the rest of the year, maybe even going into next year, but there's no like formal setup for it. I'm keeping this very free-flowing and I have enjoyed it a lot. So that is a total of about 5 planners that I am like working with, but the things that I use daily, the things that I are like, if I had to get rid of everything and like really narrow it down to my most favorite planners, it would be these 2. So every day I reference my catch-all and I update my reading journal, and that's it. The other things I reference here or there, but not a ton. Maybe on a weekly basis, maybe on a monthly basis, and otherwise that's it. So this system right here has really been working for me, and I'm very excited to see how it goes. My hope is that it doesn't change a lot. Like, I have been feeling way less of a desire to switch up planner systems that I feel like I did like a year or 2 ago, or 3, or like 4 when I started planning. You know, you're trying to figure out what you like, what you don't. There are so many things out there, you're kind of trying them all. And I've been doing this for enough years that I have narrowed in more and more what I like and what I don't. Right now, I've got this two planner system that is my main go-to, and it is working out quite well. So that's it for me today, and that's what I'm currently using. Definitely let me know down in the comments if you've made any interesting changes to your planner systems, maybe things that have surprised you or anything like that. And if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.